Nebraska Public Media Sports, your home for championship sports, is live from Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska for the 2024 NSAA Bowling Championships. Coming up in the Class B girls state title matchup, it'll be Wayne and Elkhorn North. Hi, everybody. Alongside former Husker Carla Vandermeer, I'm Bill Dolman. So good to have you with us as we decide another championship match here at Sun Valley Lanes. And simply put, Carla, the state bowling tournament has been going on for the last 3 years. This is the fourth. This has been Wayne's world.
This has absolutely been Wayne's world. We have had a state champion from Wayne in 2021, 2022, 2023, and they are looking for a four-peat. We've also got Elkhorn North coming in. They have had a program in existence for 2 years. They have been to this tournament both years, making their way to the finals this time.
And Wayne is coming into this match unbeaten so far in this tournament. If they win the first best of five, well, they're going to be champions once again. Now, we've already crowned one state champion in this two-day event, and that is the Seward Blue Jay boys. They knocked off Wayne in the Class B matchup just a little bit earlier. And we still have teams to be determined who will compete in Class A, because those competitions have yet to be held. So we're looking forward to the matchup coming up at hand, and it is Wayne and Elkhorn North to decide the Class B Girls State Championship, and it's coming up next.
At Teammates, our mission is to positively impact the world by inspiring students to reach their full potential through mentoring. Since 1991, Teammates has served more than 47,000 students across the Midwest. Today, we have a growing list of students waiting to be mentored. Mentors come from all walks of life. To be a mentor, all you have to do is be there. Find more information about how to become a mentor at teammates.org.
We welcome you back to Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska, getting set to go with the Class B Championship in girls bowling. It is Elkhorn North, the Wolves, making their second appearance in the state tournament, taking on the three-time defending champion Wayne Blue Devils. They're going for a four-peat. With Carla Vandermeer, I'm Bill Dolman. We take a look at where these two schools are located. Of course, Wayne situated in northeast Nebraska, the county seat of Wayne County, and Elkhorn North just located outside of Omaha. Taking a look at the bracket, and so far so good for the defending champion. Wayne is unbeaten so far. They are 9-2 in matches played and games played so far. Elkhorn North has had to come through the losers bracket. They've done a lot of work to get here, but they have a chance to win a state championship. They want a dramatic battle against Humphrey Lindsay Holy family to get into the final. All right, let's introduce you to these two teams, and here is the voice of Nebraska State High School tournaments, Heath Kramer.
Now, let's meet the teams. First on lane 27, the Wayne Blue Devils. Bowling first, number 10, Jocelyn Johnson. Second, number 12, Grayson Troutman. Third, number 20, Nina Hammer. Fourth, number 22, Lindsay Neiman. Bowling fifth, number 2, Jersey Jensen. Also, number 99, Reagan Furno. And number 4, Sammy Goebbels. The assistant coaches for the Blue Devils are Cease Vandersnick and Vicki Smith. The head coach is Josh Johnson. Now, on lane 28, the Elkhorn North Wolves. Bowling first, number 10, Kyla Henthorn. Second, number 7, Ava Thompson. Third, number 6, Julia Carmazine. Fourth, 0, Lily Dosher. Bowling fifth, number 4, Mallory Ringerberg. Also number 5, Grace Jeske. And number 13, Ellie Larry. The assistant coach for the Wolves is Annie Chadwick. The head coach is Fred Doscher. Okay, Wayne fans, let's hear you. And Elkhorn North fans, let's hear you. Congratulations to these two teams on making it to the finals of the 2024 NSAA Class B Girls Bowling Team Championships.
Let's take a look at the lineup for the Wayne Blue Devils, and it is a lineup that is highlighted by Jersey Jensen. She has won the last 2 individual state championships. And for Elkhorn North, this is a mix of seniors and sophomores. The program's been around for 2 years, a lot of seniors, but they will be relying on 3 sophomores amongst their starting 5. All right, the all-important lane pattern will play is a huge factor in any bowling championship. Carla, tell us about it.
Absolutely. The girls are going to be bowling on a longer and heavier pattern than the boys' Class B pattern. The girls have a 44-foot pattern with 5% more oil than what the boys are bowling on. With that being said, this pattern is actually going to be a little bit easier because it's a 7-to-1 ratio, meaning there's 7 times as much oil in the middle of the lane as there is on the outside of the lane. And it's going to play closer to the track for all players. Spares are going to require a little more precision from the players due to the slightly heavier concentration of oil in the middle of that lane. It's possible that we may be seeing players miss spares to the outside if they don't adjust accordingly. They'll tell us about Baker matches.
Well, it's a true team championship. You have 5 bowlers per side, and you will see a bowler go in frame number 1 and again in frame number 6, and they will rotate throughout, and everybody plays a vital role in how the tournament will end up. 5 players on each team, each member responsible for a couple of frames. They will switch sides after the 5th, and it is a double elimination, and that means that Elkhorn North must win because Wayne comes in unbeaten so far in this tournament. If Elkhorn North is going to win its first state title, they've got to knock off Wayne twice in this championship matchup. Nebraska Public Media Sports presents women's professional volleyball. The Orlando Valkyries take the court against the Omaha Supernovas. Live from Omaha's CHI Health Center Arena, experience the excitement of top-tier women's volleyball in Nebraska. Sunday, February 18th at 5 p.m. Central on Nebraska Public Media World. This is the 4th state championship, and this is the 2nd where we've had Class A and Class B classifications. Wayne hasn't mattered. They won state titles when everybody was all in one grouping, and they won a state championship last year in Class B. They won in 2021, defeating Millard West, won in 22 with a win over Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family. And last year's title for the Blue Devils came a 3-1 victory over Hastings. Last year, Jersey Jensen won the individual title. She repeated and won the crown again this year.
In those 3 championship matches that Wayne has won, they lost just 1 single game. 3-0 in 2021, 3-0 in 2022, and 3-1 in 2023. Just a dominant program.
Starting off for Wayne, that was Jocelyn Johnson. And now for Elkhorn North, Kyla Hinthorn. And they both start off with a 9. Now, the lane pattern that you were mentioning, Carla, sorry to interrupt, but that was such a critical factor in the individual tournament earlier this week. And it was said that the spares are the premium. And you have said you're going to win a championship, you got to make your spares. And that's exactly what Jocelyn Johnson does to start things off for Wayne. But why different on the girls' side as opposed to the boys' side?
So that lane is going to play just a little bit tighter. There's going to be less room for error, meaning you really have to know your lineup for your spares, whether you need to move a single board to the left or 2 boards to the left. It seems like such a minimal change. A board is only about 3/4 of an inch wide, but it truly does make a difference when you're skidding through the oil at the front of the lane and then catching some dry patches at the back of the lane.
Well, it's a tough spare to pick up for Grayson Troutman for Wayne. Now for Elkhorn North, this is Ava Thompson. And that slides off to the left. Early on, game number 1, Class B Girls State Championship. And left all 3 standing.
Ava Thompson here, sophomore. One player that they really leaned heavily into. Elkhorn North lost, unfortunately, 2 senior starters with just 3 weeks to go and really needed to rely on a couple of sophomores coming in, Ava Thompson and Kyla Henthorn, stepping in as first-year bowlers, just helping ease that transition.
And Fred Dosher, with those 2 new to the lineup, he's put them in the 1-2 spots. You want to have somebody in that can be solid for you to lead things off, but he's going for a veteran heavy in the second half of his lineup. That is Nina Hammer, an experienced player for Wayne, and Ayton open up her frame. And now Julia Carmazine leads 1. Hammer, a state medalist earlier this week, and she sends it wide and leaves 2. Nerves?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I've bowled on TV before, and it is an absolutely completely different atmosphere than what you're used to. It really does take a frame or 2 to kind of settle into what it's like to bowl when it's quiet. That is completely different than a normal league or tournament atmosphere, so they'll get their nerves calmed down.
Julia Carmazine gets the spare for Elkhorn North. This is Lindsay Neiman. First 2-hand roll that we've seen, and she leaves herself a tough split. Lily Dosher.
Lindsay, the junior, has been in this situation before. She's a 2-handed bowler. We see that a lot more with male bowlers and with female bowlers, but she gets such high revs on her ball. Almost catches that 7 pin. She's got a lot of revolutions on her ball, lots of pin action that happens for Lindsay.
And unable to connect on the spare opportunity, Lily Dosher posts a 9 in the frame. Already one of the greats in Nebraska high school bowling history, Jersey Jensen, 2-time individual state champion. She opens her game up with a 9.
Jersey is always just so solid and calm. You'll see her taking deep breaths. You'll see her really just visualizing her shot.
There's her first strike. Mallory Ringenberg of Elkhorn North. Finishing up the first half of this opening game. And Jensen slides it wide.
Rare open frame for Jersey.
Even the best can feel some pressure, right? The pressure of a 4-peat. It's one thing to win 1, but 4.
I mean, it's so rare. Teams going back-to-back is one thing. Getting a 3-peat is another, and a 4-peat is just so rare.
Nearly tapped that 8-pin, leaves it standing. Here's Kyla Henthorn.
So one of the things we're seeing is a lot of these players are throwing up the middle of the lane. They're in the heavy oil. If they can get out to maybe around the 9 board, so just to the right of the second arrow on the right-hand side of the lane, they might find themselves getting a little bit more of a revolution on the ball, pitching some skid and being able to hook in.
Jocelyn Johnson completes the spare for Wayne. And Thorne Picks it up on the other side. Elkhorn North continues to hold on to the lead into the second half of game number 1, the number 3 seed. Grayson Troutman takes the head pin straight on and knocks them all down.
And she gets the strike there, but you see that was another shot that went straight up the middle. So she's skidding through the oil, but never really hitting a dry patch at the end of the lane. And so that ball just can't grip onto anything. It just is continuing to skid down the lane.
Ava Thompson comes up empty on her first roll. I believe she had a 1 to open up her first frame. Here's Nina Hammer. Dropping the hammer. Now the pressure. And she comes through getting 8. Didn't pick up the spare, but that cleans up what would have been a bad mess if she had missed again. But look at Wayne come back, back-to-back strikes. This is Lindsay Neiman.
So she comes in high there, but just a really slight adjustment is going to make a huge difference for her.
Julia Carmazine.
Jersey, one of 2 seniors, or excuse me, Lindsay, one of 2 juniors in this lineup.
She slides it wide and is unable to pick the spare. Carmazine does finish, though, for Elkhorn North.
So now we've got Jersey, one of 2 seniors on the team. She is absolutely the leader of this team. 2-time individual champion, district medalist. She is just such a solid player.
Everything about her game is so smooth. That slides past the head pin and leaves 3. Eight for Lily Dosher. Wayne on the season, 20-2. Elkhorn North. And Dosher picks up the spare.
Slight adjustment that Jersey's going to need to make here. She can probably stay lined up in the same spot on the lane and maybe just move her feet 3 or so boards to the right. And I bet that's what she did. That was a beautiful way to make that spare.
Now Mallory Ringenberg. Wayne's at 144 max, and Elkhorn North with a strike could have taken game 1. Now a little bit of work to do. We're in the 10th. Crucial spare for Jensen to pick up that last throw.
Oh, absolutely. When you've got a tight match like this, spares are critical no matter what, but that's exactly how you want to end a game, with that beautiful strike. When you are so close like that, staying clean is really the only way to keep clawing your way out of a hole.
And your Mallory Ringenberg in the final spot for Elkhorn North. You have to watch the state champion on her last throw, and she gets a strike, but nice job by Ringenberg to come back and get the spare.
So 135 max here for Elkhorn North. The Blue Devils will take game 1. But this is a great opportunity for the Wolves to try something out here. This shot doesn't matter. You can't mathematically win the game. And so this might be a good time to try a new ball, to try a new alignment on the lane. Just, it's sort of a free shot that you get here.
And a 9, and the final in game number 1, Wayne needing 3 wins to win another state championship. They win a tight one, 144 to 134, and had to come back to do it in that opening game.
Just a beautiful strike right there. Clipping out that 10 pin. And she's got a fan.
Jocelyn Johnson starts off game number 2, and she leaves 2. A big part of that was Kyla Henthorn. This is Jocelyn Johnson.
Jocelyn, I believe, is the lone lefty in this match.
The same thing.
So great shot for her. So sometimes we think that lefties have a bit of an advantage because there's fewer of them bowling, which means the lane is going to break down slower for them. They don't have to make adjustments as quickly, perhaps, as right-handed bowlers do, because there's just more movement on the right side of the lane. More players are throwing shots on the right side of the lane, but when you've got a player bowling with a lefty on the left side of the lane, the lane breaks down slower. You don't have to adjust quite as often.
Grayson Troutman posts a 9. And now Ava Thompson, who has struggled somewhat. Takes a head on here, leaves 2, and has a bit of a split to work with to try and pick up a spare. Back we go to lane 28 and Grayson Troutman. Got it.
This is the second frame in a row that we're seeing the 5-10. It looks like split on lane 27. So it seems like a super challenging spare to make, but often it can be made really easy by continuing the same alignment on the lane, meaning you're going to try to hit the same spot on the lane with your ball, but you're going to move your feet 2 boards to the right if it's the 5-10, 2 boards to the left if it's the 5-7.
Nina Hammer leaves the 10. Julia Carmazine for Elkhorn. And she strikes for the Wolves.
Elkhorn North, a young program. They've only had a team for 2 years. They've been to this tournament both years. Coach Fred Dosher is the assistant coach for the boys. Mentored Coach Annie Chadwick in her first season as the head coach. Excuse me, Fred is the head coach for the girls, but Annie Chadwick in her first season coaching the boys at Elkhorn North.
Lily Dosher, 9. That's the third 9 in 4 frames for Elkhorn North, and they've yet to complete the spare on the previous 2. Meanwhile, there's another strike for Wayne. That is Lindsay Neiman.
One of the things I like so much about the way that Lindsay throws the ball is you barely hear it hitting the lane. She does this really nice release with her ball that she's not plopping it really far out on the lane. She's not dropping it at her feet. It's just a really nice, really quiet approach to the lane, and it affords the ball the opportunity to skid through the oil and then catch a roll on the back end.
Just 1 strike so far for Elkhorn North. Here's Jensen.
Comes in a little bit high.
I don't know if we're watching a slow-mo replay of Jersey Jensen or if she's just that smooth and steady in her approach and delivery.
She just has a really fundamentally sound approach.
Mallory Ringenberg in the 5 spot for Elkhorn North. And she leaves the 3. Well, after a tight battle in game 1, which Wayne won by 10 pins, they are dominating so far. Another spare. They've got 3 spares, 2 strikes, and a 36-pin lead after that roll by Jensen. Just halfway through. This is a must spare. Another 9. 4 9s and a strike through 5 for Elkhorn North.
So this is where you have to just hit a mental reset. Just let go of the first 5 frames, and just hit a mental reset to have the back half of the game be better than the first half of the game.
Jocelyn Johnson playing it cool after she saw that split. Now Kyla Henthorn. Another 9. All right, Carla, how do you play this?
You'd pretend you're going for the 7 pin.
She does. A little too much of it. Doesn't slide to get the 10.
She took the 4 pin out, but if you can pretend you're going for the 7, you're going to clip just the very left side of that 4 pin and hopefully get it over to the 10 pin. She didn't, but you know, for a bowler on a leave like a 4-10 split, making the split is the icing on the cake. If you can get one, you'd take what you can get.
Especially when your team's up by 40.
Absolutely.
Elkhorn North finally got a spare.
Got away with it. She knows it.
That's Grayson Troutman. She's in the 2 spot. Just in the 9th grade and competing in the state championship. It's Ellie Larry, number 13, who's into the lineup for Elkhorn North. Substitutions can be made. And there's a spare for Troutman.
Talking about how to make spares here on lane 28. Since she has the 1-3 pin, which is the pocket, which is what you're aiming for when you go for a strike. She's got that 1-3 pin. She could hit that. Misses it there, but if you could just aim, pretend like you're throwing your strike shot and hit the 1-3, lots of times that 3 pin will just nicely take out the 9 pin in the back.
She only managed 1. And a score of 8 in the 7th frame for Elkhorn North. And Wayne is just putting the hammer down, because that's Nina Hammer, who just delivered a strike. She's been steady so far. And if you're Elkhorn North, right, this is just about finishing strong. Wayne right now is in a commanding position in the latter stages of the 2nd game.
Absolutely. I mean, Wayne is going to take this game, and so this is the opportunity for Elkhorn North to play around a little bit, figure out, maybe make a substitution, maybe make a ball change, but definitely needing to make some adjustments.
Lindsay Neiman goes too deep and leaps forward. Julia Carmazine. Oh, just did get the spare. Just 1 strike in this 2nd game for Elkhorn North.
Just got it.
The ball or the wind, one of the two. Neiman finishing up. Count 3 of the 4. Olivia Dosher. Takes it straight on and gets a strike.
Bill, do you know the bowling lingo when a right-handed bowler strikes on the left side of the head?
I am here to learn from you.
You are here to learn. That is called a Brooklyn.
Huh?
Don't ask me why. I do not know.
Jersey Jensen. Post an 8. Well, she hasn't been dominant, which you might expect from the 2-time individual state champion, but she hasn't needed to be. She did have that strike earlier. That's Grace Jeske, who's come in for Elkhorn North. Again, the Wolves, the number 3 seed, taking on top seeded Wayne. Jensen, beautiful ball to get the spare.
exactly what you want out of your senior, just consistency. She doesn't have to strike every single time, but just be consistent, be reliable. That's the kind of leadership you're looking for from your seniors.
Majeski picked up the spare. So good, solid play off the bench for Elkhorn North. This is Sammy Goebbels. Will take the final throw for Wayne, placing Jensen.
And that's an opportunity where mathematically Wayne has won the game, and so get somebody else in to take a shot, see where they're at. If you're going to need to make a substitution, give them a shot. They've not thrown a shot in a little bit of time here, and so that last ball of the 10th frame for Wayne is just an opportunity to play around with something.
And that wraps it up in game number 2. And after eking out a 10-pin win in the opener, Wayne takes a dominating victory in game number 2, 171 to 137. And we begin again, game number 3. If Wayne wins this, the Blue Devils win their 4th consecutive state championship. Not a bad start for Jocelyn Johnson.
Elkhorn North is going to need to make some adjustments here. Wayne just needs to keep doing what they're doing. They've been solid.
Callahan matches the 9. Terrific. Johnson opens up the 3rd game with a spare. And Henthorn matches her. That is something that Elkhorn North was not doing in that 2nd game.
No, and you see with those single pin spares, you see bowlers going across the lane. Sometimes, you know, traditional sort of house bowlers would think you want to, if it's a 7-pin on the left side of the lane, you want to throw your ball up the left side of the lane. But in fact, it's the opposite. You want to throw it across the lane. Give yourself some margin of error, give yourself some room, and then cut across that oil. Let your ball stay in a skid for as long as you can.
Troutman, the freshman, sends that past the pocket, leaving 3. And here's Ava Thompson. Her game is coming around. There's an 8. Really struggled with their first 2 balls in the opening game. And that slides past. Can Elkhorn North go back-to-back spares? Thompson is unable to finish. But it is an early lead for the Wolves through the first 2 frames. Here's Hammer. A strike her last time up.
She's so fun to watch when she strikes.
Almost had one right there, but she does leave a pin, and that'll bring Julia Carmazine to the line. Well, the body language coaxed that last pin to fall. She leaves 2.
Opens in a row for Wayne now. We'll see if Elkhorn North can capitalize.
She does. There's some emotion from Elkhorn North.
And on a spare, that's not particularly easy. When you've got 2 pins lined up like that, back to back, one in front of the other, it seems so easy to make, but it's so easy to miss. If you don't hit it just right, the ball is going to deflect off that front pin and leave that back pin standing.
And Neiman leaves herself a spare or a split to work with.
Neiman is she's struggling a little bit. This is unusual for her.
Now Dozier might get a strike. She leaves the 10.
So as Lindsay is looking at this spare, this is a challenging spare to make. I mean, you got to get really lucky to get that 10 pin out. And so really what you're going for is the count. She's going to really be aiming for that 2-8, try to catch that. And if it can bounce off the back, she throws it hard enough that it might bounce off the back. Gets the 2 count.
Third consecutive open frame. And oh, there was a spare opportunity for Elkhorn North. So they both go open in the 4th, but the Wolves still have a lead, and it is growing. A 13-pin advantage over Wayne in this all-important game number 3. Now Jersey Jensen. Doesn't tap that 10-pin, and she leaves it. The pressure to win a state championship and the pressure to stay alive. An advantage right now to the Wolves. Mallory Ringenberg. She's got the strike.
So Jersey has probably shot and made this spare a million times. In a state championship match, it can just be like, oh, I know what to do, and it's the easiest thing, and it's not the moment you do it.
So Wayne, at the midway point of game number 3, posts a 51. The Wolves working with the strike. And that's Kyla Henthorn, and she starts off her second roll of this game, leaving 4. Well, this is Henthorn, beg your pardon. She has 9.
So a substitution here for Wayne.
Reagan Furnow, number 99, a sophomore.
So this isn't an unusual move here. We've got a shot left that's the advantage right-handed bowlers for this one, right? She's going to be looking to hit a strike spot. If she can get that 1-3, this is it. She could have gotten that 1-3. That 1 pin could have kicked over to the 7 pin and taken that out while the ball took care of the rest of it.
Now here's Kyla Henthorn picking up the spare. That follows the strike. 27-pin advantage as we head to the 7th for Elkhorn North. Must-win situation. Here's Trautman. That does not turn over for her.
Ava Thompson, the sophomore.
She leaves a pin, but that's one of the best rolls we've seen from her so far. She's been tentative the first couple of games.
It was a good shot.
Trautman with a lot of work to do. And she completes the job and gets the spare. Can Elkhorn North hold on? Thompson for the spare, and she's just wide.
So we've flipped now. We've got Wayne working on a spare and Elkhorn working on an open.
Hammer leaves 4. Karmazine can't get that 10 pin to fall.
So Nina Hammer here, she's a right-handed bowler going for this spare that's advantage left-handed bowler. So if she can move her feet just a couple boards to the right and throw her same shot, the ball wouldn't have moved quite as far to the left, but she gets 2.
And now if you're Elkhorn North, this is just hold on, be consistent, maintain a spare here would be critical. And she comes through with it, Karmazine. That's her 5th spare today. She's been steady in that number 3 spot. Now Lindsay Neiman. Big shot.
She was owed that. She's had some good shots.
Lily Dosher, can she answer? Oh, no.
Not the time for a split like that. Okay. Lots of pressure for Jersey here to get a strike. Down 37. Oh, hoping for that pin action.
So she leaves the 7, and they're resetting that 7 pin.
Something kicked it out. I'm not sure. I didn't see what kicked it out, but the machine or something knocked it down. And so, unfortunately, she doesn't get to leave it knocked down. They reset that pin for her.
Comes up empty. Will 1 pin make the difference?
Must spare for Jersey.
Oh, she just got it. Is that going to be the difference?
No, at this point, the most that Wayne can get is a 122 if Jersey strikes here. And Elkhorn North is already at 129. So Elkhorn North is going to take this game. Max score of 149 for Elkhorn North if she can spare and then strike.
Solid way to finish for Wayne in game number 3, but it's not going to be enough. The Wolves of Elkhorn North have put the pressure on and have come back. In a must-win situation, they get that win. And it is a 136-122 final in game number 3, so we play on. This is Mallory Ringenberg with a key strike.
Wayne's been a little bit all over the place. 144, then 171, down to 122. Elkhorn has just been steady. 134, 137, 136.
Kyla Hinthorn starts off with an 8 in the first frame of game number 4. Johnson starts it off with a 9 for Wayne. Well, you look back at the drama that has gone on today just to get to this point. Wayne fairly easy. 9 wins, just 2 losses, unbeaten. Elkhorn North, they shut out Duchesne and then lost to Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family 3-2, defeated York 3-1, Northwest 3-1, and then in a dramatic matchup, and Johnson misses. It's an open frame for Wayne. Dramatic just to get to this championship matchup. They defeated Humphrey Lindsay Holy Family after losing 3-2 earlier to win it 3-2 to get here. A 9 for Thompson.
Grayson Troutman, the freshman. She leaves the bucket.
Thompson for the spare. And just slides it past. Well, she's bowling more confidently than we saw early on, but she's just not closing things out with spares and no strikes today for Thompson.
That confidence, though, is going to hopefully come in handy for her real soon. This spare, another tricky one because you've got what's called a sleeper. You've got one pin standing right in front of the other, and that's a really, really common way to have a second shot on that one, is to take 2 off the front and leave 2 in the back.
Julia Carmazine. And she leaves 2. Early on, game number 4. Class B Girls State Championship matchup. This is Baker, best of 5. Wayne won the first 2. Elkhorn won game number 3. If Wayne wins this, they win the state championship. And a pickup of 1 for Carmazine. Well, all is quiet at Sun Valley. And Nina Hammer picks it up.
First spare of the game. They are gonna turn the tide.
Lily Dosher. They just can't get that 7 pin to fall.
So I don't think that Lindsay loved her last strike. She came in pretty high, but she's got such great ball speed that she gets so much pin action and was able to get away with the strike. This shot, much better, right there in the pocket. Beautiful shot.
And a stare down as she turned back, looked back at her teammates.
She knew it was better.
She cannot answer with the spare. Dosher left that 7 pin. And now Jersey Jensen.
And you see the difference in their 2 shots. So Lindsay and Jersey both just essentially hit in the same spot. They had beautiful pocket shots. Jersey has a slower ball, fewer revolutions on it than what Lindsay does. And so just ultimately a little less pin action. Since Lindsay throws such a hard ball and puts revolutions on it, she gets that pin action. So it's interesting how two players can hit the exact same spot and you get very different results. So a 10-pin spare here for Jersey.
Little kick at the end. Second spare to go with the strike in this game for Wayne as we reach the midway point. Regenberg is able to complete the spare for Elkhorn North. That was a much needed pickup to close out the 5th frame.
And that's not an easy spare to make. Great approach to that one.
Back to the top of the lineup, and Jocelyn Johnson.
Her lone left-handed bowler. And she looked pretty far on the outside. It almost looked like she was maybe playing around, oh gosh, board 5 or so. I don't have the best view of the lane, but she's playing pretty far outside.
Kyla Hinthorn drops 8. Midway point, a 24-pin lead for Wayne. But Johnson does not complete the spare opportunity. So another open frame. And Thorne does complete hers. That could change things here in the second half of game number 4. Wayne took the first 2. They win this, they win the title again. Elkhorn North is in just the 2nd year of the program's existence. Trauman again goes a little deep, and she just leaves herself with tough second shots.
She really, really does. She makes it interesting on herself, which poses a little bit of a challenge for coaches when they're trying to coach a player on how to make a spare. Sometimes you just have to go with what's going to give you the most bang for your buck. Not every spare is a makeable spare. This one's kind of messy. You're going to get some unusual pin action. So she might just be looking to get as much as she can, and she takes off one.
So Wayne, a score of 92 through 7. This is Ellie Larry, who's come in for Elkhorn North. And she sends it past, leaving 2. Boy, a spare right there would have been crucial. And now Nina Hammer.
Nina, state medalist in 2023, and then along with every other player in the lineup, is a medalist as well.
Julia Carmenzine is next for Elkhorn North. Takes it straight on and leaves a split. It's been a good season for Elkhorn North. They won a tournament in Lincoln Northeast. The EMC Conference champions also won a district title to get to the state tournament. Hammer.
So that's not going to count. The ball went into the gutter first and then bounced out. So might need a score adjustment. The score machine might automatically put a 1 in, but they're going to take it out and leave it as a 0 for second ball.
Carmazine settles for 2. So through 8, it is an 11-point lead, 11-pin lead for Wayne over Elkhorn North, 99 to 89. Open frames in the 8th for both. Neiman.
So many revolutions on her ball. It's amazing.
Lily Dosher for Elkhorn North. Slides one across the lane to get that back pin and leave 1.
Lindsay here can just throw the same shot as last time. A strike shot is going to make this spare for her. You can make an adjustment, but you don't have to on a spare like this where you've got the head pin standing there.
Big shot by Lindsay Neiman. A spare in the 9th. And another one that just slides past. So an open frame for Elkhorn North in the 9th, and we're going to go to the 10th. And who does Wayne have in the final spot? The state champion herself, Jersey Jensen. It's a 12-pin lead, and she's working on a spare, and she leaves 3. The lead grows to 26.
Max score for Wayne of 136. Max score for Elkhorn North 127.
Another leave of the 10.
So a must spare here for Jersey.
No strikes in this 4th game for Elkhorn North. And just 2 spares. This is what championships are made of. Jersey Jensen gets the spare in the 10th. Now they celebrate the shot. They're probably going to be celebrating a state championship. Mallory Ringenberg, one more roll for Elkhorn North, and she picks up the spare. And off the bench to close it out will be Grace Jeske for Elkhorn North.
All right, Jersey, the senior here with a state championship Last shot as a senior. Ugh. This is a memorable moment for her.
The state championship is in the bowling bag, and the last roll for Jersey Jensen. She coaches a couple to fall. Her teammates knew that all she needed to do was to complete the roll, and her title, her career comes to an end with another state championship. Congratulations to Jersey Jensen, who in the early stages of bowling in the Nebraska School Activities Association, she's already etching her name into the history book. She is going to be forever one of the great bowlers in Nebraska high school history. 2 individual state championships and part of 4 team state titles for the Wayne Blue Devils, including the 2024 edition. Congratulations to Wayne on a 4-peat, winners in Class B. Wayne won the first 2 games. The first one close by 10. They dominated game number 2. Congratulations to Elkhorn North. They were game in game number 3. They forced a 4th, but in the end, Wayne was way too much. And the Blue Devils capture the state championship once again. Much more to come after this.
These are Nebraska corn farmers. They work in acres, not hours. Over 9 million acres to be exact. Harvesting the energy and climate solutions the world needs. Year after year. Year after year. We are proud to stand with you.
At Teammates, our mission is to positively impact the world by inspiring students to reach their full potential through mentoring. Since 1991, Teammates has served more than 47,000 students across the Midwest. Today, we have a growing list of students waiting to be mentored. Mentors come from all walks of life. To be a mentor, all you have to do is be there. Find more information about how to become a mentor at teammates.org.
Coverage of the NSAA Bowling Championships is made possible in part by Teammates Mentoring Program, Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest, and Nebraska Public Power District. A big thank you to all our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska, the site for the 2024 Nebraska School Activities Association Bowling Championships, and the title has been decided for the girls in Class B. Congratulations once again for the 4th time to the Wayne Blue Devils. They defeat Elkhorn North by a score of 3-1. And now let's go to our PA announcer, Heath Kramer, to salute the champions and the runner-up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Nebraska School Activities Association is pleased to present medals and trophies to both of these outstanding teams. Presentations will be made by NSAA Interim Executive Director Jennifer Schwartz and NSAA Board of Directors Thomas Lee from Omaha Westview and Dr. John Cerny from Bancroft Rosalie. Here are the awards for runner-up. Elkhorn North High School. Head coach Fred Dasher will present the silver medals to his team. Participants, please come forward as your name is called. Grace Jeske. Ellie Larry. Kyla Henthorn. Ava Thompson. Julia Carmazine. Lily Doscher. And Mallory Ringenberg. For these outstanding participants in their school, here is the 2024 NSAA Class B Girls State Bowling Runner-Up Trophy. Congratulations, Elkhorn North High School. Wayne High School. First, head coach Josh Johnson, we have a special award for you. Coach Johnson, you and your assistants can hand out the gold medals to your team. Ladies, as your name is called, please come forward. Reagan Furno. Sammy Kubles. Jocelyn Johnson. Grayson Troutman. Nina Hammer. Lindsay Neiman. And Jersey Jensen. Now, for these outstanding athletes in their school, here is the 2024 NSAA Class B Girls State Bowling Championship Trophy. Make it 4 in a row. Congratulations, Wayne High School.
Congratulations once again to the Wayne Blue Devils, champions in girls bowling this year in Class B with a 3-1 win over Elkhorn North. When we come back, we'll talk to the champs.
It may be small, but this little bean fuels power. It powers a food industry as a source of protein. It's a fuel that powers diesel engines while reducing emissions. It powers a state economy and bottom lines. And it powers the rest of the world as a Nebraska export. Yeah, it may be small, but we're finding more ways for this little bean to power Nebraska.
At Teammates, our mission is to positively impact the world by inspiring students to reach their full potential through mentoring. Since 1991, Teammates has served more than 47,000 students across the Midwest. Today, we have a growing list of students waiting to be mentored. Mentors come from all walks of life. To be a mentor, all you have to do is be there. Find more information about how to become a mentor at teammates.org.
Coverage of the NSAA Bowling Championships is made possible in part by Teammates Mentoring Program, Nebraska Soybean Board, Education Quest, and Nebraska Public Power District. A big thank you to all our sponsors who help us bring you the best high school athletes from across the state. We could not do it without your support. It is another night to celebrate bowling in Wayne, Nebraska at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln. Wayne has captured its 4th consecutive state championship in girls bowling. Tonight they win it over Elkhorn North by a score of 3-1, and their star, Jersey Jensen, celebrated yet another team championship to go with another individual title that she's won in 2024. We're joined now by the head coach of the Wayne Blue Devils, Josh Johnson. All right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 in a row. What was it like, and how much pressure was it for you and your team to get this win over Elkhorn North?
A lot of pressure. These girls have had a target on their back all year, being a 3-time state champ. Everyone wants gunning for them, and everyone wants take them down, be the one that takes them down. And Elkhorn came out and they bowled well. I mean, they're a good team. I mean, they're a young team, only second year in the program. I was very impressed with how they handled the lights and everything else, and they gave us way more than I wanted to handle tonight. Way more.
Did it help your team at all that first game was kind of close, that you had to sharpen the focus a little bit and really get ready for a battle against the Wolves?
Yeah, I think all day we kind of had those battles. I don't think we won only a couple of games by a lot. Some of them were only 3 or 4 or 5 pins. So all day it kind of seemed like that battle's a tough conditions out here, and scoring was a premium. But yeah, it did sharpen their focus, kind of got them a little bit more concentrated. I would have much preferred a little wider spreads, but it is what it is.
Josh, this has been an incredible run for you and this team with 4 in a row, but you've been led by an athlete who may not understand the kind of history she is putting together in the Nebraska Prep High School ranks. People will be talking about Jersey Jensen and her career many, many years from now, right? What has she meant to your program and really to the community of Wayne, as I'm sure you've got a pretty good little pipeline being developed for bowling in the future?
Yeah, I think we were talking to her last night about it. She started when she was 2nd grade in our pipeline in our youth program, and that's where it all starts. And she came up through there, but yeah, Jersey herself, along with all the other girls, it's just impressive. Jersey, she'll be known for her athletic stuff out here and all that great stuff, but she's a great kid. I'm going to miss her to death. She's great around the other girls, great leader. I'm going to miss her, just miss her a ton.
I have one more question for you before I let you go. This has been an emotional year for you personally, for you and your family, and you've had bowling as maybe a little bit of a distraction. You've seen the bowling community rally around you, not just in Wayne, but in other communities around the state of Nebraska. What has this meant for you as you and your wife are going through what you're going through right now?
Yeah, my wife was diagnosed with cancer in December, right before the Christmas break, so we've kind of gone through the whole thing, had surgery a couple weeks ago, and it really puts everything into perspective that, yes, it's a game and all we win, but I always preach to my kids, family first, family first, family first in everything that we do. And not only my own personal family, but yeah, we got a pretty good extended family in the community now and around. So it does mean a lot. It's meant a lot to my wife and our family. It's unbelievable. I can never say enough thanks to everyone that's been involved with that stuff, well, all the support and stuff.
Well, congratulations to you and your team, and best wishes to you and your family going forward. We really appreciate your time. And let's talk to that legendary player that you've got with you. Josh, congratulations. Jersey, congratulations on the night and your incredible career. 2 individual state championships and now 4 team titles. I'm guessing you're going to tell me that winning a team championship with your friends means a lot more, but what has your career been like both for you and with them?
It's just been a wild ride. There's been ups and downs, and we've pulled it together, and here we are, 4 state championships, and yeah.
What was it like as you stood knowing that your team had the title in the bag and you had one more role in your career as a Wayne Blue Devil?
I wanted to start crying, but I couldn't cry. Like, it wouldn't come out. But then when they picked me up, I just realized that I just rolled my last ball, and it's just sad.
Why was it such an emotional night? Was it tears of sadness because the high school career is coming to an end? I'm sure you've got a long career in bowling ahead of you if you want it. But why was this such an emotional win for you and your team?
Well, just because it's my senior year, and it's 4 in a row. Like, that hasn't been done ever before in bowling. And, yeah, it just makes me very emotional that my parents won't get to watch me anymore for my senior year.
Well, we enjoyed watching you tonight. Congratulations on the team championship, the individual titles, and people are going to be talking about Jersey Jensen for a long, long time. Congratulations on a wonderful career.
Thank you.
All right. Jersey Jensen, she is the leader of the Wayne Blue Devils, champions in Class B girls. We've got much more bowling coming your way from Sun Valley Lanes in just a moment.